There is this idea in manifestation that you first need to start being and then you'll have it, or that you need to become aware of it and then you'll have it. But what does it mean to start being or to be aware of something? Many people think that being aware of something means that you see it with your senses, that you see it with your eyes, that you can feel it with your senses, in other words. But is this really true? You can be aware of something before you see it? I wouldn't agree with that because, yes, you can and you will be aware of things before you see them or perceive them with your senses. And this is one of the reasons that are keeping you stuck because you are still thinking that you need to affirm all day, that you need to visualize, that you need to script. And this is coming from a place that you still don't have it. Because let's be honest for a moment. If you truly had it, would you affirm for it? Do you affirm that you have your mobile phone right now? I don't know how do you watch this video on your mobile phone, on your computer, it doesn't matter, but do you affirm right now that you have it? You know that you have it, and you are aware of it in this moment. So why many people think that they need to use techniques to manifest? They think that the more you do it, the more you saturate your mind, the faster it will come. And this is assumption in itself. That the reason why it works for you is because you believe it works. It's not the technique that manifests, it's your belief that it will manifest. But the only thing you need to change is who are you being, and when you change who are you being, you will change what are you aware of. And I will give you one example that made me realize that this thing works, that the manifestation works, that the law of assumption, attraction works. I was going for a walks for a long time since 2020. We all know what happened that year. I don't need to explain anything. But after like few months of walking like almost every day, whenever I would have time to go walk, I would go. But it got kind of boring, because I'm here in Croatia and in the part of the city I'm in, there are not many exciting things happening, So I started to affirm or assume that I'm seeing sports cars. And after a few days of doing that, nothing changed. I didn't see anything. And I think it was like 4 or 5 days have passed. I saw one Porsche. I was thinking, yes, this is nice, but I want to see more. It was just that one day. It's maybe coincidence. And then few more days passed. Nothing. And after that, I saw Ferrari. I was like, okay, this is nice, but it is not consistent. It wasn't consistent. And then one day, I went out for a walk. And I kid you not, about 20% of cars I saw were sports cars. There were Porsches, there were Ferraris, I even saw a Chevrolet Corvette. This is American car. You don't see them that much in Croatia, I was thinking, why did it happen? Why did this happen? I start to analyze. And one more thing, after that moment, after seeing so many times in like 30-minute walk. It wasn't a long walk. It can be coincidence, you know. I started to analyze why did it happen, and after that moment, I start having more and more and more experiences like this. Every single time I would go out for a walk, I would see a sports car, like two or three of them. It can be coincidence because I didn't see them before, you know? And I was thinking, why is that? Why did this happen? And I will tell you this. The reason it happened is because I was aware of it before it happened. Even when I was at home, not out walking, I had this feeling of certainty, this feeling of knowing that the next time I go out, I will see sports cars. Even if someone told me, no, you won't see them, or even if I didn't saw them with my eyes, I wouldn't believe that I didn't saw them. It was so strong. You can tell. It's like that saying, you are not seeing with your eyes, you are seeing with your awareness, or something like that. I don't know the right quote, but it is really true. You do see with your awareness. What are you aware of? And if you are aware of it for a long time, it must happen. And yes, it just becomes part of you, a part of who you are. It becomes a part of your identity, part of who are you being in that moment. And also, one thing that I have to mention, there was no excitement, there was no doubt, there was no anxiety, there was no desperation. Because first, when I go out, in the beginning, when I saw few like Porsches or Ferraris, there was still doubt. There was still doubt in my mind. I was still looking for proof. And this is also the thing that many people are struggling with. Like, you must ignore 3D reality. You can't ignore this. I was in the same place when it didn't happen and when it happened. The difference was that I was aware of it first when it happened. I had this expectation that it will happen. It really doesn't matter what you see in your 3D reality because you are putting meaning into it. 3D reality on its own is neutral. It can give you anything, you know, but you're afraid to look at it because you know you won't see it. This is the reason. Because if you had the knowing, if you had this expectancy, certainty that it will happen, you wouldn't be that afraid of it. And this is the reason why at first it didn't work for me, because I didn't think it will work. I was still looking. When the car would pass, I was okay. Is it sports car? Like, I didn't mean to do it, but maybe I wasn't aware of that I was doing it, but I was doing it. And it's really different in a vibe. In the moment when it started working, it was like, it just is. I'm that kind of person. I have identity of a person who sees sports cars. There's nothing to do this. There's nothing to force. Um, and another thing, there's no trying in manifestation. If you are trying to manifest something, to do something, you are doing it wrong. There's no trying. It is just choosing who you want to be. What do you want to be aware of? This moment, you're just selecting reality you want to experience. It's like you are hungry in this moment. You're very hungry. Do affirm 10 million times, I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry. No, you just go to the fridge and take something to eat. it is the same thing. There's something really subtle about it. There's nothing for you to do here. I think, I hope that you understand what I'm trying to say because it is important for this video. I wish you luck and see you in the next video.